Hey, how we doing, everybody? It's another beautiful day in the Cheesy Moon Workshop. I want to share with y'all a couple of knives I've had sent to me recently. I love them all. There's one here that's there's two of them that strike a chord with me, and they're both camping knives. First knife I got sent to me recently here, arrived today. Barlow. It's, well, I can't really, Imperial. Okay, Imperial USA. Can't say that it's really been used too much. In really decent shape. It has the clamshell handles, the imitation saw cut, Deron or whatever. It got a few blemishes on it, but not too bad. Okay, and then there was another little Barlow here. This is also an Imperial, clamshells with like a white, and I believe at one time it may have had the saw cut pattern on it. It has been sharpened a few times, but all in good shape. Still has a decent snap. Need to clean it. You can hear the grit when I went to open it up. Pretty gritty. But I love the little Barlows. Looking to land me a good carbon steel, nicer Barlow, but I'll take that any day. Here's another one that's kind of near and dear to my heart. I've shared with everybody a story about my son. We did Cub Scouts together from, I believe, Bear or Wolf or Bear, second grade, I think, when we started. And I became the Cub leader, then the Cub master. I had this nice little Boy Scout or Cub Scout knife. The locks don't lock up, is bent or something. I have to work on that and get it cleaned up. The lock on the awl will work if I force it over there and make it lock, but that's still not right. It should lock automatically. And then there's a bottle opener blade here. It's a little stiff, but not too bad. Be careful not to cut myself like the knife doctor did when he was opening his knife a few weeks ago. But this is a nice little knife. It'll clean up nice, and it'll be a nice addition to my camp knife collection. Great half stop on this. Great snap. Not so much on that blade, but again, it's not cleaned up yet. So the Cub Scout emblem kind of special to me, so I absolutely love that one. Now this knife here, there's my little note on here. The tang stamp says it was from the early 30s to the mid 40s, so it's 80 to 90 years old, somewhere in that range. All right, this is a old Camillus. And the tang stands what they call a 4-line. So it's for that era, early 30s to mid 40s. Much like the Ideal knife that I just cleaned up, instead of an awl, it has the second blade, the lobster claw can opener, and the big robust screwdriver. I really love those larger screwdrivers. I mean, if you need to use it for a screwdriver, those are the best ones. But this knife was sent to me by Ken over at Pocket Knife Therapy. I mentioned him in one of my videos before. I'm going to put a link to his channel on here. Ken inherited his grandfather's pocket knives, and I thought it was, 100 or so. Then I asked him, and he said, well, the first box had over 300 in it, and he has several boxes. So he's got a lot of knives he inherited from his grandfather, and he researches them, gets the information, passes it on his channel, and then he puts them up on eBay and sells them to the highest bidder. I strongly recommend you go checking out his site. He is becoming quite a knowledgeable young man by doing his research on hundreds of knives so far. Really nice guy. I made a comment on this knife, something very basic about, I love the old camp knives. I'll have to go bid on it. And he was kind enough just to send this to me and say, here you go. Thanks for supporting the channel and the positive comments and stuff. And so this is a very, very generous gift. And he doesn't clean them. I mean, if you look at this, that's pretty dirty. He'll throw a little bit of oil on it to make sure it functions and wipe it down and make it a little more presentable when he takes a picture and puts it on eBay. But you're getting them just like his grandfather left them. And he wrote me a very nice letter, and I appreciate that. He paraphrasing, he said he finds it super interesting, the history of these knives, not just that brand, at that date, but these knives started out in New York, where they were manufactured. They ended up in Northern California, then Southern California, where he's at, and now in Florida to me. And who knows how many stops along the way in the history of this knife, how many people have touched this knife, but how many people did this knife touch? How many people held this in their hands and it meant something to them, or it was a tool they used or whatever. So, these knives, these old knives, they're kind of special. They got some history to them. And that's one of the really neat things about it. But I have several of these camping knives with the bales on them. I just, the character of these knives. And listen to this. I mean, this is at least 80 years old. And I haven't even cleaned it and oiled it yet. This is going to be gorgeous, brass liners. So this is going to be a fun cleanup of these two. Especially, we'll get all these cleaned up, tuned up, sharpened up, add it to the collection. Sorry, I'm out of frame. There we go. But that's another little look at the mail call from today. This arrived yesterday. This arrived yesterday. And with that being said, guys, I'll wrap this up, keep it kind of short. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, share, leave your comments, please. I welcome a negative comment or two, or a comment. Freudian slip there. Because sometimes the negative ones make me chuckle. And I don't think I've ever really gotten but maybe one. So I welcome all comments. And until I see you again, have yourself a beautiful day.